I'm Dennis Martinek, and I'm running for Southbridge Town Council in the June 26th town election. I have a number of reasons why I'm running, and each reason will be spelled out for you clearly in the coming weeks. My first reason for running is the ever-growing property tax rate in Southbridge. The property tax rate is now the highest in central Massachusetts. What have we gotten in return for our hard-earned money, and what does it mean to each of us at the end of every day? To illustrate, I'll talk about the impact of our property taxes on my own wallet. Of course nobody likes paying taxes, but when property tax increases become an annual event in Southbridge, due in part to the lack of economic development to offset it and to balance a bloated budget, the town must get the money from somewhere. Who better than the citizens of Southbridge? After all, they never vote in numbers large enough to make the necessary changes, according to the bureaucrats. So why should they worry? In 2012, Southbridge earned the distinction of having the highest property rates in central Massachusetts. As you can see from the chart, the rate on my property has gone up and down over time. However, after we hired our current town manager and elected our two town councilors who believe that they deserve another term for the job that they've done, a funny thing happened. Property values went down, but the tax rate went sky high. During the administration of town managers Carlisle and Clark, as well as the various interim managers, we've paid a lot more out of our pockets, but haven't seen much in return. In fact, the total cost to this taxpayer is up 61% over comparable periods. Are you feeling almost two-thirds better off than you did at the end of 2002? Since electing Denise Clements and Larry Spinelli, and since Chris Clark became our town manager, we have had significant increases in our property tax rates. This doesn't count the punitive $250 tax for your trash. That's right, we're not focused on bringing in business and investing our taxes properly. We're focused on hiring a trash cop and handing out tickets to the citizens of Southbridge. During discussion in a town council meeting late last year, town manager Clark stated that the DPW hadn't asked for anything in years. Nothing against the DPW, in fact they do a great job, but agreeing to a frivolous expenditure because they hadn't asked for anything in years? Is that any way to make a business decision? The councilors running for re-election naturally supported this unnecessary and unwise expense. In the same meeting, a tornado victim pleaded with the council not to buy a $172,000 street sweeper and instead focus on helping the people affected by the tornado. These out-of-touch counselors shot that idea down, but they came up with a plan to help the tornado victims. A cookout. That's right, you may not have a roof or the side of your house, but our inconsiderate counselors running for re-election will make you hot dogs and hamburgers. No, that doesn't solve the problem of the victims, but it does make for a great photo op. Do you want to guess what the probable increase to the property tax rate will be in 2013? According to Wilke Neuer, although the assessments aren't complete yet, somewhere around 4.2%. That means that in 12 short years, I'll have nearly doubled the property tax rate on my house from $1,800 a year to nearly $3,600 a year, while my property decreased by $70,000. Believe me when I tell you, your situation is no better and may in fact be worse off than mine. This is what happens when you can't offset the budget increases through business coming to Southbridge and real job creation. We have a dysfunctional and disrespectful town council. We also have a town manager who is increasing spending on frivolous and unnecessary items and not doing much to bring in companies and jobs with livable wages. It's time to stop the madness. The fault lies with tax and spend counselors like Clements and Spinelli and our free-spending town manager Chris Clark. Every time you hear a counselor state that we can afford it because it's in the budget, remember two things. It's there because we pay for it. And secondly, just because it's in the budget doesn't mean we have to spend it. They hope that you don't come out to vote. Apathy is their friend. Please share this video with all your friends and neighbors through email, Twitter, and Facebook, and talk with them as well. All of us have to tighten our belts during this down economy, and yet Councilors Clements and Spinelli, together with Town Manager Clark, spend as if there's no end in sight. If you're happy with the amount of taxes that you're paying, if you're happy with the town finding people $250 over trash, if you're happy with expenditures on items such as street sweepers, or if you're happy with the chair referring to the citizens of Southbridge as pigs and barnyard animals, with not so much as a peep from Councilor Clements, the vice chair, then I'm not the person you should be voting for. However, if you're in favor of a town council that presents itself in a professional manner, if you want citizens and other councilors who don't agree with the chair and vice chair Clements to be treated with respect and dignity, and if you want to put the taxpaying citizens of Southbridge, our 99%, in front of our out-of-control and ineffective councilors, our 1%, I ask for your vote. We can only stop this runaway train if you get out and vote and send a message loud and clear that we've had enough and we deserve to keep more of our hard-earned money in our pocket, not in theirs to use as they see fit.